Welcome to this explainer. Look out your window right now. If you live anywhere near the coast, you're probably enjoying the breeze, those killer views, and the mild weather. But there is a literal, invisible battle raging against your home's infrastructure every single day. Today, we're going to expose exactly how coastal weather wages this hidden war on your heating and cooling systems. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how you can actually fight back. So, why exactly is the ocean destroying your AC? I know, it sounds a bit dramatic, right? But if you live anywhere near Puget Sound, specifically around the Des Moines area, your proximity to the water literally turns our nice, tempered climate into an active, aggressive threat to your HVAC system. We aren't just talking about a little surface rust here. We are talking about severe environmental factors that actively dismantle complex mechanical equipment years, and I mean years, before it's time. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The marine climate threat. 2. Common coastal system failures. 3. The $5,000 rule. 4. The hidden costs of HVAC. And 5. The 3-step surface process.
Section 1. The marine climate threat. The relentless antagonist outside your window.
You really have to think of the Des Moines marine climate not just as weather, but as an active enemy fighting against your home comfort. Here are the specific environmental enemies your system is constantly battling. First up, you've got that salt air blowing straight off Puget Sound, which acts as a massive accelerant for corrosion. Then there's the constant high humidity that just refuses to let anything dry out. Combine all that with a winter damp cold, which doesn't usually freeze everything solid, but forces your furnace to run constantly, and top it off with heavy spring and fall rainfall that absolutely loves to flood crawl spaces. It's just a relentless cycle. Your equipment literally never gets a break.
And what's really wild is how hyper-local this threat gets. If you're living in specific hillside or waterfront neighborhoods like Redondo or Marine Hills, you're facing uniquely extreme stakes. Gravity is actively fighting your condensate pumps as they try to push water uphill. Or, if you're right up near Pacific Highway South, you're getting hit by road salt spray on top of the ocean salt. That combo just eats away at your outdoor condenser fins like there's no tomorrow. Section 2. Common coastal system failures. The casualties of the coast. Let's move on and see how this builds into actual mechanical breakdowns. When you expose complex machinery to that kind of harsh environment, this is exactly what happens. The salt spray literally eats the aluminum condenser fins, blocking airflow and eventually killing the compressor completely. And that constant humidity we talked about, it breeds mold right inside your ductwork and air handlers. Yuck. We also constantly see frozen evaporator coils because that restricted airflow causes the whole system to ice over. And finally, all that excess moisture overworks your condensate pumps until they just give out, completely flooding the area around your unit. Because of these rapid breakdowns, standard maintenance simply is not going to cut it. Get this, homes within a mile of the water actually need their condenser coils cleaned twice yearly just to survive that salt buildup. If you try applying inland maintenance rules to a marine environment, you are effectively letting your system slowly suffocate. It's a totally different ballgame out here. Section 3. The $5,000 rule. Your financial framework for HVAC. So, how do we fight back without completely going bankrupt? Well, here is a highly practical, analytical strategy to help you make one of the hardest decisions in home maintenance. It's called the $5,000 rule. It's incredibly simple. You take the age of your system in years and you multiply it by the estimated repair cost. That's it. It's the ultimate tool to remove all the emotion and guesswork from deciding whether to repair a dying unit or just bite the bullet and replace it entirely. So, the crucial point is this exact threshold right here, $5,000. I want you to burn this number into your memory. This is your absolute benchmark moving forward. Here is exactly how you use that benchmark to decide between repairing or replacing. If you multiply your system's age by the repair quote and the total is under $5,000, you're generally safe to repair it. It makes solid financial sense. But if that calculation comes out over $5,000, it is absolutely time to replace it. This little formula stops you from throwing good money at a unit that is already halfway out the door, which is especially crucial given the harsh coastal wear and tear we just looked at. Let's walk through a real-world scenario to put that into perspective. Let's say you have a 12-year-old furnace, and the technician hands you a quote for a $500 repair. You do the math. 12 multiplied by 500 equals 6,000. Because 6,000 is greater than our $5,000 threshold, the math clearly tells you, no way, it is time to replace. It's just a fantastic, completely stress-free way to make a major financial decision. Section 4. The hidden costs of HVAC, unpacking the price tag.
Naturally, if you do have to replace the unit, you're probably wondering what that actually costs in the Des Moines area. Based on data from Peak HVAC Seattle, here are the baseline economics. A standard 2-ton air conditioner ranges from about $2,000 to $3,500. A mid-efficiency furnace sits between $2,500 and $4,500, and a high-efficiency heat pump, which, by the way, is absolutely ideal for the Pacific Northwest, runs from $4,000 to $8,000. But, and this brilliantly illustrates the next point, those numbers are just for the equipment itself. The real price tag includes a ton of fit-in labor and strict regulatory costs. For example, Washington State has incredibly strict codes. You need EPA Section 608 certified technicians just to legally handle the refrigerants. Plus, you have to pay for King County permits and mandatory safety inspections. If your house is on a slope, you might need custom hillside ductwork modifications. And to fight off that relentless salt air, you're paying extra for marine-grade corrosion coatings. It adds up fast. This quote right here perfectly summarizes the reality of HVAC economics. Equipment costs represent roughly 40% of total installation. The remaining expense covers labor, permits, ductwork modifications, and disposal. So when you pay for professional installation, you're really paying for the expertise that prevents deadly carbon monoxide risks, prevents electrical fires, and ensures you actually pass those safety inspections. Trying to save a few bucks with cheap labor will literally cost you thousands in the long run. Section 5, the 3-step service process, the Peak HVAC counterattack. So, who do you actually call when the coast finally breaks your system down? Peak HVAC Seattle has a highly structured, stress-free counterattack for emergency breakdowns. Let's walk through their exact methodology. Step 1 is the emergency call and dispatch. They promise a 24/7 response with a technician at your door in Des Moines within an hour. Step 2 is diagnosis and a written estimate. They use advanced testing equipment to pinpoint the exact failure point and give you a transparent price before they even touch anything. And step 3 is the actual repair, followed by really thorough testing to ensure your system is completely safe and fully operational before they head out. You know the real secret to why this counterattack works so well? It's all about preparation. Because they maintain fully stocked trucks, they can actually achieve same-day resolution. You aren't sitting around waiting weeks for some random part to ship while your family is either freezing or sweating to death. They eliminate the wait time entirely, quickly returning your vulnerable coastal home to a safe, comfortable baseline. And the whole shebang is backed by written parts and labor warranties. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Is your home comfort system truly ready for the next massive heat wave? Or are you just throwing good money at a dying unit? Now that you know about the relentless marine climate you're up against, and you have that $5,000 rule right in your back pocket, you have the exact tools you need to evaluate your own system's readiness. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, stay comfortable out there.